Hi, fellow traders. I hope everybody had a great day today. My day started out normal, trying to push a trade here at pre-market, end up losing, and having to start the day off in the hole. But that seems to be par for the course for me lately. I'm just not patient enough and waiting for the pre-market to come to me. I'm continuing to try to force my will on it. But today, I, kept myself under control and didn't lose it. So all in all, it was a good day. So the message I have for you guys tonight, is stop thinking and start doing. We all have goals that we want to achieve, and I think it's safe to assume that ours are all centered around trading. It can be easy to assume that the gap between where you are now and where you want to be in the future can be, due to a lack of knowledge. This is why we buy courses or search the internet or watch YouTube videos like this one on how to do whatever it is you want to do or how to start. And not saying that it's bad to seek knowledge, but the truth is new knowledge does not necessarily translate into better results. In fact, something new can actually be a waste of time. If your goal is to make progress, which all of our goals should be to make progress and not simply just gain additional knowledge. You have to immediately be able to put that knowledge into action for it to sink in and for it to not be a waste of your time. Now, I firmly believe, being a teacher, a professional educator for all these years, I know knowledge is power. But the only way that knowledge becomes powerful is you have to act on it. And it's the same thing here in trading. I meet a lot of traders that they just get all of this knowledge and they can regurgitate everything, but they can't trade a lick. They couldn't. I can't say that, but it's something that we have to be aware of. In a lot of cases, we use learning as a way to avoid taking action on the goals and the interests that we say are important to us. For example, let's say you want to learn how to swing trade now. So you go buy this book on how to swing trade like a pro. And you're reading the book, you feel like you're making progress because you're learning, what's written. And you're like, hey, I'm figuring out the best way to do this. I'm going to hit the ground running. There's not going to be a learning curve because I have all this knowledge in my head. Of course, you're not actually practicing, you're not putting the knowledge into action that's going to help you achieve your desired outcome, which is to be a successful swing trader. We can fool ourselves into being content that way. Now, I know you've heard of this guy called, his name was Jim Rohn. He's passed away, but he was a pretty good motivational speaker. And in some of his talks, he speaks about the law of diminishing intent. When we have a new idea that we think will turn our trading around, our intent is to go out and learn more about it, which is good. But remember, new knowledge does not necessarily translate into better results. We have to immediately put that knowledge into practice and not overload our minds. Just not fill it up with a whole bunch of stuff that we can't find what we need when we need it. If we don't put it into practice immediately, we start to lose the intent. The intent diminishes. Because, we intend, when we first get the idea, we intend to start. We intend to just go after it. We intend to do things when our emotions are high. But if you don't translate that into action, very soon it's the intent's going to diminish. And then we don't achieve the level of success that we envisioned when we first started this journey. When we practice something we're involved in the deliberate repetition of a process with the intention of reaching a specific goal. The words deliberate and intention are key here because they define the difference between actively practicing something and passively learning it. And that's the key. Now that comes from this guy Thomas Sterner that wrote this book, The Practice of Mind. I told you, being a teacher, I know for the last 15 years I had to take more psychology classes than the law allows. Now I probably need to go get all of these credits put together to see if I can get a master's degree in psychology. That's how many graduate hours I have. But it's very important that we practice what we learn. And that's why my classes are set up the way they're set up. We have one class a week. And what I want you to do is go out and practice what we did in class. If I demonstrated, like the last class we had, day trading class, I demonstrated the strategy on a live trade. Now we went through it step by step by step. And we're going to continue to do this in the class. But you have to go out and actively participate and practice it. When you signed up, you didn't sign up to buy a DVD or to get recordings. You signed up for a live class. You signed up for a true education community where we focus on education throughout the day. I'm teaching. Every time I'm on the mic, I'm teaching. I'm demonstrating. I'm modeling what a successful day trader looks like, whether he wins or loses. And I want you to go out and practice it and get comfortable, and then you will develop, into your own person and your own trader. And that's going to be, the ideal scenario for you. So remember, passive learning creates knowledge, and active practice creates the skill. Now, let's take a look at my trades from today. As I stated before, I tried to get in a pre-market trade. Now, this is the stock that I traded after market, in chat yesterday. If you were there, you got to see it. It was an earnings trade after market. And, I really had the intention of leaving 100 shares short overnight because I knew we were going to pull back in. Once we get that big sell-off and then we pull back and we started to sell off again, I was looking for a nice move down pre-market. So, once we lost the 9 and the 20 here in the VWAP, I got short. We closed below this level. Here's a confirmation candle. The trigger was just below the low of this candle. So I got in and we ticked down a little bit and then we bounced. We started to pull back a little bit. Then we started to move back up. And, here's probably where I should have gotten out. But I was looking at this level here and I was like, well, we may reject it. So I kind of waited and, we got to push up here. This level held, this 115.62 or 63 level held. And I thought we were coming back. And I had to take this off here. It wasn't a signal for me to take it off. I had to take it off because I was not going to hold this into the open. I wasn't going to take the chance. It was going to be a gamble. It was going to be a 50-50 shot whether this thing spiked up or sold off. And I said if it spiked up, I'm going to take it long off of this level here. And if we sold off, I was going to take it off the VWAP and see what we can make out of it. So we opened, and we were open for let's see, 25 seconds. And we watched the candle pushed up and sold off all the way down here in 25 seconds. So I got it, and because we broke the low of this last pre-market candle, so I felt better. I felt pretty good about it. So I got it. I got short here. Got the first cover right here. I think I took half off. Right here at 115.50. Yep. And then, we bounced, and I had to take the rest off right here at 112.49. This was kind of a profit stop, but we were pulling back, so I had to take it off, because I could always do exactly what I did here. I locked this move in, and then I got back in on the rejection here. This kind of hung around for a while, trying to shake me out. But we didn't get a big pop or anything. We stayed below this 112.30 level. Stayed below the VWAP. So ended up getting a nice short. And of course, I had an accidental cover here. I didn't put the right price in, so it actually covered too soon. So once I got out of this, I waited and got back in once it showed some more weakness, and got some here around this level. I think I got it at around 109. What was it? 109.25. And then I got some down here at 108.35. And then we had to stop out at 111.01. This was on, it was on a profit stop, but we were pulling back. Yeah, I could have gotten it earlier here, but what I was going to do was, if this rejected, I was going to add back to this. So real good trade here. I had to go to the doctor today. Had I not, I would have jumped on this, because once I lock in this stock, I want to trade it all day. So I get back from lunch and the doctor's appointment here, and I catch it and get another move down. Then we bounced, and I got back. I got in some more. I could only get in 100 shares here because I was in another trade, which we're going to look at in a minute. I was in Facebook, and my buying power was maxed. I couldn't get any more. So I got 100 shares on it. By here, I was out of Facebook, so I added another 100 shares here just under this 108.83 level. We got the pull down, started to work. So what I was going to do was scale out a little bit at a time, just in case something like this happened. And so I did take a piece off here. We came back. I had to stop out at break even. Got back in on the rejection here, and took profit along the way. So that was an ideal trade here. I mean, you couldn't manage it any better. Altogether, 582. You subtract between 150 and 175. You add that to this, and you'll see we made a big move here. If I had just not traded pre-market, just left it alone and waited for the open. But still pretty pleased with the trade. I think this is, what's helping me keep my confidence up. The market is moving. We're getting some good movers in my wheelhouse, and that's all we need to be successful. Okay, I'll tell you the other trade I took was Facebook, and this I was looking for, off this rejection, I was looking to get short and pull it down to 174. So I didn't take it off of this. I could have gotten in here, but I got in a little bit late. This is the 20-day from the daily, and this is what was concerning me. But I went ahead and got short. I mean, I didn't intend to, but I could have clicked it and took it off real quick if I wanted to, but I didn't. I left it, just kind of left it on and waited to see if I was going to get the move that I wanted. I was in small size, so I didn't have to worry about, anything. So I made a nice move down, took half off. We weren't going to get the move, it looked like, and we bounced and ended up taking the rest off here. And of course, I got kind of oh no, I know what I did. I'm sorry. This was one trade. I got in here, and because I had to leave, I just left this piece on. I just left 100 shares on and put in my stop, and it actually hit my profit stop here at 174. So this was kind of an autopilot trade while I was gone. Then we got the bounce, and here I thought we were getting ready to roll over and pull back. I know I broke a rule. I shorted into support, which is the 9, but I kind of felt safe because looking at what happened here, I was looking for the same thing to happen here, and it didn't. We moved the other way, and so that was that. So I get back in, really expecting this, but it just didn't happen. Ended up having to stop out. And let's see, how much did I end up with on this? Like 66.31. Not good. I did have, probably $150 here at one time on this ticker, but just kind of messed it up. All right, the last ticker I traded, SQ, and yeah, this was kind of a revenge trade, but I waited for a solid setup. We were rejecting the 9 and the 20 here. This is usually what I like to look for when I'm trading after 3. I'm looking for these to give us a 3. These two give us a good fade. So I was looking at this. We got the confirmation. So I was like, why not? Let's take it. And I took it. I had a tight stop. We ended up coming back and taking some off here. And then we started to bounce. And I went ahead and took it off, which turned out to be the right move. So all in all, this was a good day. 607.17. You add that to the 690 something on Monday. We only went red about $20 some yesterday. So, this week is looking pretty strong. Even if I don't trade anymore this week, the stats for this week is going to be real good. All right, so that was my trade for today, or my trades. You can get in touch with me here. I'll be glad to chat with you if you want to talk about what I do and how my services can benefit you. So you can email me ed@averagejoetrader.com and I will get it. Or you can catch me on YouTube here, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I'm trying to corner the social media market here. So you guys have a great evening and a great night, and we will see you tomorrow.